Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna be saying that I will spend more time on FM in videos. You'll probably notice that I will be saying less things like and like and other fillers because it's my first scripted video. So also sorry for not uploading loads of time. It's really hard. Okay, so as you saw in the title, I'm gonna be going over on why AMD is better than Intel. Before you get triggered, I will say that this video is completely my opinion, or some of it is at least, and this video is subjective. So just keep in mind that before leaving hate comments on the video, you should remember that this is a lot of opinion. So I'll try to list evidence and sources in the descriptions, but if I didn't, it's either because that reason is opinion or because I just forgot to list it, which really happens a lot. And in a second, you just let me know in the comments and I'll try to add it. So, reason 1. AMD is a nice company, genuinely less comier. I have 3 reasons why. So as you probably know, a lot of AMD's marketing is really based on the fact that the CPUs are unlocked and the overclockable right out of the box. If you don't know about much about PCs though, you might think that is standard, because why would you not be able to overclock PCs? Well, so Intel has locked basically all of the CPUs, so you can't really overclock them. And yeah, you really know Intel more, so you'll probably be kind of catfished into buying a non-overclockable CPU. And that's really scummy because you're kind of really forcing your customers to either A, just not go into the overclocking topic, which it really isn't advisable, since you gain more power of your CPU for free. And even a light overclock of, I don't know, about 100 megahertz can really make a difference and won't really be dangerous. Or B, buying a more expensive alternative or the CPU you're getting that just has a K in the model, a number or name, whatever. And so basically, if you're getting, so for example, if you're getting an i3, you'll have to get, and you're getting lower end i3s such as 8100, you'll have to get the one with the K, which is probably more expensive because it's a higher end, and that's really not nice to do to your customers. And with AMD, you also get better stock cooler in the box with Ryzen CPUs, and some of the AC CPUs such as the AMD A10 7890K with the black edition of it that has a Rave Stealth cooler. Or yeah, if I'm wrong, just correct me, but I think it has a Rave cooler. And the stock coolers are actually really good for not for overclock, but they're just really good in the sense relative to stock coolers. They're just really good, and they're also very cool. So some people really manage to get 500 megahertz plus overclocking just on the stock coolers, which is the Reef Stealth, which is actually the lower end stock coolers, which you get on the Ryzen 3, all over the Ryzen 3, and I think the lower end Ryzen 5 1400. And also for Ryzen CPUs and APUs, because they have the new Raven Ridge core, loads of motherboards actually need to have the BIOS updated, you really need another CPU to update it, because you can't really run a motherboard and a system without a CPU. So with Intel, your options are to, you don't really have any options except just get another CPU to put in the motherboard that can be run and update the BIOS on there. Or with AMD, they've actually thought about that. So you can go to their website and customer support, and you can ask for BIOS updating kit, which includes I'm pretty sure an AMD A series CPU, which that will be shipped over, which you can put in your motherboard and just update the BIOS. And also, you have to mail that back, of course. I'm not just gonna give you a CPU for free, but the mail is actually prepaid for, which is actually quite nice. It's not very big of a deal, but it's still quite nice. And also, they send you from thermal paste, which you have to use this since, well, you have to have thermal paste for a system. So basically, they'll send you some thermal paste, and the nice thing is that you don't actually have to send back the thermal paste. You can just keep it for yourself, and bam, you have some extra thermal paste for free. Yeah, I don't think Intel has anything for like this. But on to reason 2. So AMD is cheaper and is generally has more value. So unlike the first reason, you can actually measure this. So you could argue that Intel might be nice, but you can't really measure it. But with this, you can measure it easily. So the Ryzen APU, the cheapest one, the Ryzen 3 2200G, costs £75 or $100 for you American folk. So this APU is a quad-core CPU with each of the cores running at 3.5 GHz, and it has a turbo speed of 3.7 GHz. And also, the CPU is of course very easily overclockable. And at the same price, from Intel, you can get Intel Pentium G4500, which is a dual-core processor, and the cores run at 3.5 GHz, which is the same, but it's still a dual-core processor. Yeah. Also, I'm not even mentioning that the Ryzen 3 2200G has Vega 8 integrated graphics, the Radeon Vega 8, and they're actually quite good for at least an integrated graphics solution, and they are really comparable with GT 1030 from Nvidia, which I think it's about the same price as the whole APU itself. So, to be honest, it's viable to play 60 FPS 1080p with just the integrated graphics and the Ryzen 3 2200G. So on to reason 3. So AMD looks cooler. Yeah, this is definitely not based entirely on preference and opinion. Ryzen CPUs just have better boxes. Well, they look cooler. And yeah, that's about it. There isn't really anything to say here. It's 2 lines of script. Yeah. So reason 4, overclocking. So I mentioned this a bit in reason 1, but I wanna delve a bit deeper here. It's not gonna be that deep, but so all Ryzen CPUs are completely unlocked for overclocking, which I already said, and the CPUs need to be unlocked for you to actually get some decent overclocking. So since the unlocking, just unlock it right off the box, just slap it in, turn on the system, get Ryzen Master Tool, and boom, just overclock it for your heart's desire. But for Intel, you have to get this speckle alternative of your CPU if you want some overclocking. Yeah, I mentioned that you have to get the speckle K series on the CPU. And also Ryzen CPU, I literally just mentioned this. You get this super cool Ryzen Master Tool to overclock easily just with some sliders, and that's kind of nice because AMD just took the extra time to do that. And it's very simple, user friendly, and it's just a dedicated software for Ryzen CPUs. Intel has its own software, but that's more for PC enthusiasts, not enthusiasts, but anyone that really knows anything about computers, rather than people who are just starting out. But hey, I also like the AMD software because it just of its simplicity. So yeah, that's about it. The first use in this video is from a game called C-Ops. Yeah, or Cops. It's so fun because my laptop right now is not it's nowhere near the specs that you need to run a 60 FPS and 1080p. So you notice my phone is quite good quality for 60 FPS. So definitely PC Master Race. Definitely not phone Master Race. But yeah. So if you want to make a request for what footage I should use, what game footage I should use for next video, just leave a comment down below. And to be honest, really anything do you want to say to me, just leave in the comments. I don't really get any comments, so I'll definitely see it. That's really sad. So also, if this offends you, just I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. If this makes you offended, you shouldn't really, because you should have more intelligence than this.